Hey, welcome back guys to another live stream of Genshin Impact। भाई कैसे हो तुम सब लोग, क्या हाल चाल है भाई। इराडोरी फेस्टिवल भाई आ चुका है फाइनली गेंशिन इम्पैक्ट में। प्रीमोज ही प्रीमोज होंगे भाई अभी अपने पास। मिस्टर गेम राइडर ब्रो कैसे हो भाई, वेलकम बैक टू द स्ट्रीम। कैसे हो ब्रदर, क्या हाल चाल है? और तो भाई जैसा कि मैं कह रहा था कि इराडोरी फेस्टिवल आ चुका है भाई गेम में। अभी तो भाई प्रीमोज ही प्रीमोज मिलेंगे अपने को बहुत सारे जम के। तो काम करते हैं और अपनी आयाका भाई आयाका को घर बुलाते हैं और क्या। दिस इज ऑर्डर। अरे निमिष निकम ब्रो, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम माय ब्रो। कैसे हो यार? आई एम गुड, आई एम गुड, टेल यू व्हाट अबाउट यू? ऐसा कह रहे हो क्या? आई एम गुड टू ब्रो, वेलकम गेम राइडर ब्रो। और निमिष क्या हालचाल? डिस्कॉर्ड पे क्यों नहीं ज्वाइन कर रहा ब्रो यार तू? ओके भाई, स्टार्ट विद फॉर स्टार्टर्स भाई डेली कमीशंस करते, फिर आगे का देखेंगे भाई सब। और बताओ तुम सब लोग आजकल कहाँ हो, क्या चल रहा है? पहला ही टास्क फूड डिलीवरी का मिल रहा है अपने को, चलो अच्छा है। पहले पेट पूजा फिर काम दूजा। I'm counting on you. Let's go भाई, you can count on me। टिंगवेल में जाना है शायद। जस्ट बंद किया गेम। अरे ब्रो काहे किया बंद? डिस्कॉर्ड पे आता तो भाई मजा करते ना अपन। और तुम आ रहे हो गेम राइडर ब्रो? डिस्क्रिप्शन में लिंक ऑफ डीसी इज एक्सपायर्ड। अरे हाँ वो अपडेट करना पड़ेगा, वेट आई अपडेट नाउ, अपडेट नाउ। अरे लेकिन रुको, ये मिशन भी तो जा रहे हैं ना ऑनगोइंग, मिशन होने दो पहले, फिर अपडेट करता हूँ डिस्क्रिप्शन का लिंक, ठीक है? अरे ऐसे लाइटिंग की कोई दिक्कत तो नहीं हो रही ना? लेवल में कुछ ज्यादा ही ऐसा दिख रहा हो, ठीक ही लग रहा है ना सब? थोड़ा सा काम करता हूँ, क्या मेरे को नीचे लेता हूँ मैं ऐसे ही, और फिर हो जाएगा काम। ओके लेट्स गो भाई, टाइमिंग एंड होने वाला है अपना। सबसे पहले एनिमीज को मारना पड़ेगा। फायर वाले तो टपका के जल्दी से अपना टास्क कंप्लीट कर लेते हैं, फिर मैं डिस्क्रिप्शन का वो कर लूँगा। नो आज नहीं, डीसी पे लिंक देता मैं, डीसी का आप ज्वाइन कर देना, ठीक है भाई? आपके डीसी का, अरे मैं ऐसे अपडेट कर दूंगा ना फिर डिस्क्रिप्शन में।
Shadows of fate.
अरे क्रिट नहीं हो रही, अरे क्रिट हो गया, चलो 5000 2000 4000 फिर 5000। We need a shield.
Let me scry.
Please stream Rumble guys। वो कैसा गेम है भाई? तो आरपीजी टाइप गेम है क्या वो? अरे कितने मॉन्स्टर आएंगे भाई आज के दिन? खत्म होने का नाम नहीं ले रहे भाई ये तो। ओके फाइनली भाई मैम का वो हो गया। फॉल गाइस मोबाइल वर्जन, अच्छा अच्छा वैसा है क्या? पीसी पे अवेलेबल है क्या वो? बैक चलते हैं अब अपना वो करने। पीसी पे अवेलेबल है क्या वो? स्पीड यस ब्रो यस है ना, मतलब पीसी का वर्जन लेके आता हूँ, ठीक है? ओके कमीशन कंप्लीट। अभी डिस्कॉर्ड का लिंक अपडेट करना ना, वेट अलग राइट नाउ। ओके मैं इन्फिनाइट वाला ही कर रहा हूँ, एक्सपायर वाला नहीं कर रहा। जनरेट लेट्स गो। Here my Discord link now updated। ओके डिस्कॉर्ड का लिंक अपडेट कर दिया मैंने, ये हो जाएगा गेस। लेट्स गो टू द सेकंड कमीशन। वीडियो देखो लाइव पे अभी प्लीज। वेट अच्छा ये है क्या? अच्छा ये स्ट्रम्बल है क्या? अच्छा अच्छा ठीक है, पता चल गया। ये स्ट्रम्बल है। एक घंटे की भाई पूरी स्ट्रीम ही है, वीडियो नहीं। ये मैंने देख लिया अभी जिसका। अच्छे गेम तो अच्छा लग रहा है भाई, करता हूँ डाउनलोड, फिर खेलते हैं कभी। थोड़ा इस ओके, अभी कहाँ जाना है हमको? यहाँ पे जाना है। अरे मैं पेपर है निकालता हूँ। 10,000 भाई। इसका वो नहीं हो रहा ना, शील्ड। 4,000। अरे आओ ज्वाइन करो। अरे रुको ना, अभी ये गेम की स्ट्रीम कर रहा हूँ, रात को खेलते ना।
Let me scribe.
Solidify.
4,000 ग्रेड खत्म। ऊपर चैट पढ़ो पड़ा। आज से रोज शाम को MG प्ले चैनल पे स्ट्रम्बल गाइड्स की स्ट्रीम करता हूँ। ठीक है भाई, करो, सही है यार।
Shadows of fate.
मैं कर दूंगा ज्वाइन आज शाम को। Let's see how my strangling great with the water.
Let me scribe.
8K, not bad. बट या वही है ना, अपने को 20K तक ले जानी है भाई विदाउट क्रिट। लेट्स ट्राई इट। ओपी। अरे ये गेम डाउनलोड किया है क्या? गेम राइडर प्रो करने वाले थे ना गेम डाउनलोड ये। ओपी हुआ भाई अभी क्रिट। लेट्स गो। भाई तू ऊपर चढ़ के क्यों बैठा है ऐसे? ये बताओ, ऊपर चढ़ के बैठा है तो पुट्टू जैसा। चलो यार, कमीशन छोटा ही है, उतना वो नहीं होगा। तो बस बैटरी रिचार्ज करने का मेरी। ये गेम मेरे को पसंद नहीं इसलिए। अच्छा तो कोई नहीं।
Delve into destiny.
Great. 5,000. हुआ ना।
Solidify.
अरे तो नीचे उतर रहे हैं बाबा, ऊपर चढ़ के क्या बैठा है?
Shadows of fate.
इसके लिए ऊपर मुसीबत कर दी। Hello sir, what is up?
Let's light it up.
ये गेम समझ नहीं आता। अरे स्टोरी लाइन होती है भाई इस गेम में। जैसे स्टोरी लाइन आगे जाएगी ना, तुमको सब समझ में आएगा। अपने कैरेक्टर्स वगैरह अपग्रेड करना रहता है इसमें। कैरेक्टर्स के पास वेपन्स भी रहते हैं और उनके टैलेंट्स लेवल भी रहते हैं, तो वो भी अपग्रेड करना पड़ता है। जैसे अपग्रेड करोगे ना, वैसे ही डैमेज वगैरह कैरेक्टर का बढ़ेगा तुम्हारे ऐप में सरवाइव वगैरह करने के लिए। वर्ल्ड में बस सरवाइव करना रहता है अपने को। तो स्टोरी टाइप गेम है।
Let me scribe.
ऐसे रिएक्शंस वगैरह होते हैं, मतलब अगर पानी के साथ आग डालोगे ना तो डैमेज बढ़ेगा, या फिर बर्फ के साथ आग डालोगे तो मेल्ट डैमेज बढ़ेगा, ऐसा होता है उसमें। हेलो, हाउ आर यू? लॉल।
Shadows of fate.
अरे दूसरा मिस्टर गेम राइडर कहाँ से आ गया वैसे, एक बात बताओ।
Delve into destiny. Let's light it up.
Solidify.
Let's go.
Shadows of fate.
अरे
Rise.
रिपोर्ट तो ऊपर होना चाहिए था, नीचे कहाँ आ गया ये? हेलो, अरे नहीं। खंबा गलत जगह लगा दिया मैंने।
Quake.
इससे ही लगा। It's a fake bro, my logo and इसका logo. अच्छा
Rise!
Let's
बड़े
light it
गेम
up!
हेडर हो रहे भाई यूट्यूब पे। सही है चलो। डोंट टॉक्सिक, बस एंजॉय करो स्ट्रीम यार, देखो लाइक करो, पसंद आए तो शेयर करो, बस एंजॉय करो। आई गेस सबके कमीशन हो चुके हैं ना, एक कमीशन बचा है अभी। लेट्स गो। ओके
Off we go, everybody
मेरा
stand back!
फेक आईडी और लोगो
Delve
इतना
into
फेमस
destiny!
हूँ मैं लॉल। अरे भाई अब तो बड़े आदमी बन गए, आपके तो डुप्लीकेट बन रहे हैं अब। अप्लाई करते हो ओके डन।
Race you!
गेम राइडर ब्रो, अब तो तुम बड़े आदमी बन गए। सॉरी चलो कोई बात नहीं यार। वेदांत मोरे करके आया। ये आपके मतलब स्ट्रीम का कोई बंदा होगा गेम राइडर प्रो, मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है, या फिर ये हर्षित मन है, मेरे को तो हर्षित मैन लग रहा है। देखो ये
Race you!
ओके अपने को करना, हाँ वो करना था अपने को, एडवेंचर के अपने रिवॉर्ड्स कलेक्ट करने थे ना।
Add as... Thank you for... Add as...
ऐप खोल के मैं जल्दी एक्सपीडिशन के लिए लगा देता हूँ जल्दी से। अरे मैंने गलत लगा दिया, रिकॉल 20 आवर्स वाला लगाना था भाई। 20 आवर्स से सेट कर देता हूँ। अभी 20 आवर्स। अरे रीसेट हो गया आई गेस, मैंने 20 आवर्स का लगाया था। रीसेट हो गया आई गेस, मैंने एक दिन पहले ऑफलाइन था ना मैं गेम पे, तो शायद रीसेट पड़ गया होगा। हो गया। चलो अभी मेन फेस्टिवल के पास चलते हैं। फेस्टिवलिगेंस यहाँ पे चलते हैं अभी। ओपी, सुपर ओपी, सुपर डुपर ओपी। अरे अभी देखो गेम राइडर ब्रो, ये ऐसा फेस्टिवल होता है, तुमको अंदाजा लग जाएगा ये गेम मतलब स्टोरी लाइन वगैरह कैसा रहता है ना, इसका अंदाजा लग जाएगा। अभी देखो अभी जो फेस्टिवल है ना, इसमें डायलॉग वगैरह है, अल्ट्रा प्रो मैक्स सुपर डुपर ओपी मैक्स ओपी। अरे कितना ओपी है भाई।
Hi, Catherine. We heard that you have a new commission for us.
अगेन
That's correct.
न्यू कमीशन।
There's a requester who has submitted a designated commission for the two of you.
A
कौन है भाई?
designated commission? Sounds like it must be pretty important. What kind of task is it exactly?
There's no need to worry. This commission is not dangerous by any means. Perhaps you have heard that Inazuma will soon be holding a major festival, the
अच्छा।
magnificent Irodori
हाँ
festival.
वो तो पता है, इवेंट से पता चल गया था।
Oh, come to think of it, we haven't attended a festival in Inazuma for a while.
तुझ्यासाठी
The
ओपी
Yashiro
शब्द
Commission and
छोटा
Lady
है
Ai are
बाबा।
responsible for all the festival
Lord.
preparations. The one who has requested your help is none other than Lady Ai herself.
Okay. Oh shit, see I Miko.
You know Miko. She always has some unusual ideas in her head. We'd better go to Grand Narukami Shrine and see what she needs us to do.
Okay.
Lady Yae is currently at Yae Publishing House in Hanamizaka, so there is no need to go all the way to the shrine. In fact, she has instructed me to have you directly meet with her there.
Oh, well
Okay.
that's convenient enough. Let's go then.
Okay, चलो भाई श्राइन पे। I can't understand इंग्लिश वीक है मेरी। लड़की को देखना बस लो भाई। अगर इस इंटेंशन से आए तो भाई ये गेम में तो वैसे बहुत सारी लड़कियां हैं, मैं सच कह रहा हूँ। अगर इस इंटेंशन से आए हो तो अभी तो मजा लो फिर भाई। के पीछे ही जाना है, मतलब ज्यादा दूर नहीं है। चलो कहीं जाना है तो ऐसा जीटी जैसा ओपन वर्ल्ड है भाई, इसलिए मजा आता है बहुत खेलने के लिए, पता है एक्सप्लोर वगैरह करना रहता है ना। ये देखो भाई यहाँ पे, हेलो
Aratani and Kuroda, how are
लड़की
things
के
coming
अंदर से
along?
नहीं यार, जस्ट मजाक किया। अरे पता है यार भाई।
All the books
अरे
and
फिर भी
commission
यार,
prints for Yai Publishing House were
वैसे
bound
अकेले भाई
and
सब
sent
लोग
out
उसी के
yesterday
लिए गेम
afternoon,
खेलते हैं,
Lady
सच
Ai.
बताऊँ तो मैं झूठ नहीं बोलूंगा।
Very good. And Murata?
We have already received word from Apekusu and Sailing Breeze that the materials are all in place for Shogun Almighty reborn as Raiden with unlimited power and Pretty Please Kitsune Guji.
ओके
Well done. And what about you, Onodera?
इसका तो मूवी देख के पता चल लगा इसका हक दिया होगा।
Ahem. Onodera?
Oh, yes, Lady Ai. Everything is ready for the new issue release party.
इसका तो भाई
You
मूवी
were the
देख के
one
लग
who
रहा होगा कि
organized
देखो
the
ना
plans for
ऐसा
this
कुछ गड़बड़
release
किया
party.
इसने।
In other words, you
लोगों
are the
को गेम
team's
से
fearless
ज्यादा
leader
लड़की
now.
पसंद होती है,
So
99%
please, show
99%
some
लोगों को
confidence.
गेंशिन इम्पैक्ट को यार एनिमे के एक
Besides,
ऊपर
there's
गेम है ना
no
भाई,
need to be
तो ज्यादा
nervous.
सिंपल लोग ही
This
आते हैं ना ये गेम
project is
पे।
destined for success. I feel quite optimistic about it.
तो भाई ज्यादा सिंपल
I
लोग ही
shall
आते हैं ना गेम
specially
पे।
grant you leave for the next couple of days, Onodera. Please take the opportunity to have a good rest. After all, you will be very busy on the day of the release party.
Yes, Lady Ai. Thank you very much.
All right then. Is everyone clear about their assignments? Good.
running.
We are running out of time, so let's get moving.
चॉप चॉप। लेट्स गो। अब हमें क्या करना है भाई?
Ah, hello, little ones. I take
We are
it you've
meet
received
again.
my commission, hmm?
We are meet again.
Some organizer you are! It's nearly time for the festival and you're still over here ramping things up for your light novel business! Shouldn't you be getting back to the Grand Narukami
पायमन
Shrine?
गुस्सा हो गई भाई।
You weren't thinking of dumping all the festival preparations on us, were you? If so, then you can forget it!
ये देखो भाई,
Accept
बिल्कुल
such
लड़कियों को,
information.
ये लड़का होके भाई लड़कियों के जैसे रिएक्शन दे रहे हैं बिल्कुल, ये फॉरगेट इट।
My, such harsh words. It hurts to hear that kind of talk from you two. But as you can clearly see, I'm here working like a dog for the festival. Yet you say I'm not doing my job. Let me ask you, little ones, whoever said that the festival must involve the Grand Narukami Shrine?
Huh? But isn't that a given? This is Inazuma after all.
Yes, that is true. But now that the Sokoku decree has been lifted, Inazuma is no longer the same nation that once resisted
अच्छा,
change
मतलब जब
tooth and
सबको
nail.
डिग्री चालू थी तब तुम लोग बड़े फुर्सत से काम करते
rather
थे
than
और अब
sticking to
आलसी
the
बन
same
चुके हो
old
जब सबको
traditional festival,
डिग्री
the
खत्म हो
Yashiro
चुके
Commission
तब,
and I have
है ना?
decided to shake things up a little. This time we'll be holding an international
Sakoku
cultural
decree है,
festival,
Sakoku decree, पता नहीं।
distinctly Inazuman, but
pronunciation
with a
भाई मेरा
unique
गलत हो रहा है।
twist.
ओके,
I suppose I should start by telling you the origins of the Irodori festival. Legend has it that there were 5 poets in ancient Inazuma who were supremely gifted in singing and writing poetry.
अब तो गूगल
They are
ट्रांसलेट यूज
known
करना
as the
होगा।
Five Kasan.
बाहरी
Every
इंग्लिश
year,
है
one
रे
of the
बाबा।
5 would present a collection
नहीं
of
तो
the
क्या भाई,
group's
अभी
poems
तो
to the
गूगल
shogun for
ट्रांसलेट की
review,
जरूरत पड़ेगी। अरे
which would then
ट्रांसलेट
spark
की नहीं,
culture
मतलब वो
discussions
पता है,
regarding those
लेकिन
works.
प्रोनाउंसिएशन भाई मतलब
Thanks to them,
बहुत मेरे को जमती नहीं
Inazuma's culture
pronunciation, ठीक है?
blossomed and gained great influence at that time. As time passed, people
Pronunciation गंदी
began
है भाई,
creating
मतलब
various
मेरी।
tales based on the 5
I am
Kasan.
still improving on my
The
English.
Irodori
but
festival
yeah,
was also developed as a
pronunciation is shit.
result to show appreciation for their works, which so greatly enriched our
Same
lives.
problem मेरा भी।
Sounds
अरे
like a
एक
festival
वो
that's
दूं क्या
really
तुमको एडवाइस
rooted
दूं
in
क्या?
culture.
ऐसा इंग्लिश स्टोरी बुक्स या फिर
Indeed.
डिक्शनरी
To
पढ़ा
describe it
करो।
in the words of the
डिक्शनरी से होगा
ancients,
क्या?
it'd be
नए नए शब्द
refined
और उनका मतलब
elegance.
पता चलेगा।
Unfortunately, with
और
the
जैसे
flow
शब्द
of
पता चलेगा ना
time,
भाई,
people have
वैसे हम
gradually
जैसे मराठी
forgotten
बोलते हैं
about
ना,
the 5 Kasan
वैसे
and
ही
the
तुम अगर इंग्लिश
festival,
बोलने लगोगे।
which is precisely why I've decided to revive the
रेनबो
Irodori
सिक्स से
festival
सुना है।
by holding a cultural
रेनबो सिक्स
convention
से
featuring
सुना
light
है नाम।
novels.
अच्छा।
But wait a minute! Light novels?
What about all refined elegance?
Please stop looking at me with those baffled expressions. In ancient times, poetry was all the rage, but nowadays the entertainment format of choice is light novels. The important thing is not the format, but the creative work itself. It is impossible to come up with anything fresh if you're stuck using some rigid format of the past.
अच्छा
Speaking of which, don't you think that the concept of focusing on the now perfectly suits the current Inazuma? And besides, it's a great opportunity to reintroduce Inazuma to all Teyvat through light novels.
वाह भाई
As
वाह
they say, it's two
मतलब
birds
फेस्टिवल
with
गया
one stone.
मराने के लिए हम नॉवेल्स बिके मतलब बेचेंगे यहाँ पे मतलब सही में
Oh, that was close. Paimon was nearly carried away by Miko's persuasive tongue. Come on, Miko. You can't fool us. We know you by
can't
now.
fool
This is
us.
all definitely stemming from your own personal interests.
I can't deny that my hobbies had no part to play in this. However, regardless of whether it's light novels or a festival, catching people's attention with a fresh concept is
और
the
हो गया
essence
डाउनलोड
here.
अरे हो गया है अभी
Well,
सेटिंग
what do
करना
you
रह गया
say?
उसका इंटरनल
Aren't you
डाउनलोड
two
रह गया है
even
मेरा
a little
रिसोर्स
curious
पैक
about
मैप्स
what
वगैरह
interesting things you might see at the festival?
मैंने देखा इंस्टॉल करके चल रहा है ठीक चल रहा है ऐसे अटक रहा है लेकिन बीच बीच में क्रैश भी हो रहा है
Alright, Paimon's super curious now.
स्ट्रीम को खेलना है 5:30
Come,
तो
let's pay a
6:15
visit to the
ठीक
venue
है
and
भाई मैं
reach
आ
out
जाऊंगा
together. I promise that it will give you a whole new perspective on the festival. There we'll meet a special someone who will tell you more about your tasks.
ओके लेट्स गो फाइनली भाई मूवमेंट कार टेलीपोर्ट कर दिया इन लोगों ने आप आ जाओ खेलते हैं ठीक है भाई मैं आ जाऊंगा अरे 700 मीटर इतना दूर का है चलो ये गेम में अच्छा है टेलीपोर्ट करके जा सकते हैं सीधा डेस्टिन पॉइंट पे ऐसा भागा दौड़ी नहीं रहती है कसम से Let's go. हटो यहाँ से यहाँ पे क्या करना है अपने को
During the Irodori festival, the area around the Outlander Affairs Agency will become the main exhibition space for light novels. Once things are in full swing, not only will there be lots of official and fan-created work on display, there will also be exclusive giveaways, prizes, and new release
हमको तो भाई
parties.
प्रीमोजिम्स चाहिए
This
और
small
कुछ नहीं
plaza
चाहिए
in
नए
front of the
कैरेक्टर्स पुल
International
करने के
Trade
लिए
Association will be called the Five Kasen
गॉड का
Plaza
गुंजो
during the
कैरेक्टर
festival.
पता है
And
हाँ
nearby shops
लेजेंडरी
will be
वाला
selling special
उसका
light novel merchandise.
क्लाउन स्किन
You
बैटल
certainly
पास
won't
में
want to
आया
miss
है
out.
कॉड सीजन 3 पे अरे बढ़िया भाई यार
How should Paimon put this? It's definitely not your typical festival, but it sure looks like it'll be quite the party.
Yep. Party, let's go. We are doing some great party
What
here.
are these blank boards in the center of the plaza?
Yes, those are...
Those are what?
Ah, Lady I did mention that there would be
Kamisato Ayato
some
again.
reliable helpers coming to assist with the festivities. It appears she meant you two. At
Kamisato Ayato
last
तो
we
फिर आ
meet
गया.
again, Traveler and Paimon.
Okay.
Tell me,
अब ये पकाएगा
how are you
ये
faring
100% पकाएगा भाई.
Oh, it's Ayato! Wow, so even a busy guy like
Oni-chan
yourself
is
is here
here.
to attend the Irodori festival.
Preparing festivals falls under the Yashiro
मेरे को
Commission's
वैसे
scope of
कैरेक्टर चाहिए लेकिन
responsibilities.
पता है
Seeing as Lady I
मैं
has
पुल नहीं
poured her
करने
heart
वाला
and
ठीक
soul
है.
into the preparations,
इसकी
I'm
दूसरी एक
obliged to be equally
मतलब दूसरा
dedicated.
कैरेक्टर है इसी का मतलब फैमिली का उस पे पुल करूंगा भाई वो
Come
ज्यादा
now,
डैमेज देता है
Ayato.
इससे.
We're not strangers here. There's no need to sound so formal. We were just about to discuss the boards over here. They're related to our little helper's tasks, so I'll let you give them a detailed rundown.
Certainly. I assume you two already know that the Irodori festival originated from the Five Kasen.
ठीक है.
These 5 boards are here for painting their portraits. This Irodori festival is not only the first major festival to be held in Inazuma since the lifting of the Sakoku
Right.
decree, it is also an event deeply rooted in culture and the arts. Therefore, the Yashiro Commission has personally
2
invited
minute में आया
several
बस,
cultural
ठीक है?
celebrities from other nations. For example, the artist we have invited to paint these portraits hails from the distant land of Mondstadt. The Yashiro Commission will arrange accommodations and food in Inazuma for each of the distinguished guests. However, we fear that staying in a foreign land may feel a little uncomfortable, which is precisely why it would be ideal to have someone familiar with both Inazuma and other nations of Teyvat to serve as a guide for our guests.
ओके वी आर बैक। हेलो, मैं जरा लाइटिंग एडजस्ट करके आया, लाइटिंग थोड़ी टट्टी हो रही थी, मैं देखा अभी स्ट्रीम पे, थोड़ी लाइटिंग में एडजस्ट करके आया अभी जस्ट नाउ। Okay, which is the precisely one ideal the familiar with the both in Azuman order nations better right officers as a guide of its. Okay, so this is our commission. I get it now.
I knew you would catch on. It is our hope that you would be able to guide the guests from the harbor to their residence at the International Trade Association, while providing any necessary assistance along the way. This arrival schedule includes the details of the ships on which the guests will be arriving. All you simply have to do is go to the docks at the indicated times.
Okay. Festival ship is the guest to the partnership Mondstadt guest collects and depend to arrival estimate at 8 a.m. Secondary day festival edition arrival time 10 a.m. Third ship to guest from the cargo ship stop over on one person estimated arrival 9 a.m. The day of following release event the ship guests of small passenger ship 2 persons estimated arrival time of 10 a.m. Okay, first day पे 8 a.m, second day पे 10 a.m, third day पे 9 a.m, fourth day पे 10 a.m. ठीक है? The day following release okay event मतलब first day पे 8 है, second day पे 10, third day पे 9 और following day पे फिर 10 event पे event start होगा ठीक है?
It's settled then.
आज शेवटचा पेपर
look at the
होता
time.
मराठी सब्जेक्ट
I have to meet with my editors,
12th
so I
बोर्ड
must be
पुणे।
going now.
अरे भाई बढ़िया यार।
During the festival, most of the Yai Publishing House's editors will be staying
कसा गेला
near the
पेपर मग?
Outlander Affairs Agency. If you
How
run
your
into any
paper
problems,
goes?
you may find them there.
This festival requires the full cooperation of the Tri-Commission, and there are still many minor
your
details which
paper
require
goes,
my
bro?
attention. So I must excuse myself for now. I'll leave the guests in your hands.
छान गेला। अरे मस्तच की। मराठी सब्जेक्ट में तुम्हाला सगळे पॅराग्राफच असतील ना रे बरोबर ना? म्हणजे पॅराग्राफ वरून उत्तर द्या, नंतर व्याकरण शब्दांचे पास्ट फ्युचर टेन्स मध्ये प्रिडिक्शन करायचं वगैरे ते तसंच ना? आता 5-6 महिने सुट्टी आहे निवांत, आता काय भाई मज्जाच मज्जा आहे तुझी। आमच्यात आहेत बघ पेपर पुढच्या महिन्यात बीकॉम थर्डचे। ओके कुठं जायचं आपल्याला? अब तो भाई की मज्जा ही मज्जा, 5 और 6 मंथ भाई पूरी छुट्टी है नहीं? तो मजा आएगा बहुत। अरे ओके वेट अंटिल द फॉलोइंग डे। अच्छा ठीक है 6 बजे तक रुकना है। हम नहीं रुकते भाई 6, हम सीधा 6 बजे रुकते। लेट्स गो। यस पैराग्राफ कविता पैराग्राफ कविता रस ग्रहण अलंकार समास होते। अच्छा अच्छा बस 5 और 6 मंथ यूट्यूब पे काम करेगा तेरा भाई गेम राइडर। अरे भाई साहब 5 और 6 मंथ में भाई दिस टाइम वी आर गोइंग फॉर 100K नाउ।
The boat should be arriving soon, so let's head down to the dock.
लेट्स गो भाई, गेस्ट आ गए अपने, पूरा सज धज के जाएंगे हम उनको लेने के लिए, सूट बूट पहन के ऐसा पूरा ठीक है। नहीं चल के जाएंगे, नहीं भाग के जाएंगे भाई। चल के क्यों जाना है अपने को, भाग क्यों जाना? तेरा नहीं तेरा भाई गेम राइडर। ओ भाई डूब गया भाई सूट, मेरा सूट भिगा दिया इन लोगों ने। लेकिन चलो हम चल के जाएंगे, अभी अभी पास आ गए ना। और भाई गेस्ट आ गए, गेस्ट हमारे कौन कौन है भाई? नए नए फेसेस, वोट आ गई। ओके ये कुछ अलग ही फेसेस दिख रहे हैं मेरे को।
Here to take part in the Irodori festival. We're the festival guides, and we'll show you around.
Yes, that's right. We are bards from Mondstadt.
ओके Mondstadt से सब।
Word has it that Inazuma has undergone many changes of late. We hope to find fresh inspiration here.
ओके
These guests are all bards, aren't they? Well, where's Tondef Bard then? Huh. Strange. He's pretty famous in Mondstadt.
वेंटी वेंटी की बात हो रही है यहाँ पे।
An invitation? Huh? Why is that?
Well, you know Venti.
Oh, Paimon sees what you're getting at. Even though Venti no longer rules over Mondstadt, he's still an Archon.
Okay, इसलिए नहीं आया क्या यहाँ पे?
If he came rushing to Inazuma at the first mention of a festival, not only would it seem a little childish, it would also sort of be shameless of him too.
Mr. Honorary Knight, Paimon!
अरे क्लीबी यहाँ पे है.
Hey, were you also invited to the Irodori festival?
No, Albedo's the one who received
अरे
the
अल्बेडो तू भी
invitation.
आया है फेस्टिवल
But
में.
because everyone
ये
in the
दोनों भी आए
Knights
क्या?
of Favonius has been
सही
really
है.
busy these days, Albedo arranged for someone here to issue me a dependent pass.
Nice.
Greetings, traveler in Paimon.
We'll see you again,
After
my
hearing
friend.
that Inazuma was making preparations for the Irodori festival, I predicted that I might run into you here.
Okay.
Ha! Paimon knew it! Albedo's the one they've invited to paint the 5 Kasen!
It seems that you already know why I'm here. Just so you're aware,
Good painter है भाई
I'll
ये
be
good
using my
painter है.
pen name in Inazuma, Calx. Oh, by the way, do you know where the International Trade Association is? I'll be meeting with the editorial director of the Yai Publishing House there.
Yeah, the International Trade Association is where you'll be staying in Inazuma. We'll be heading there too.
Let's
Great.
go.
Let's get going then.
Let's go भाई ठीक है इनको वहाँ पे छोड़ के आना पड़ेगा. एक मिनट टेलीपोर्टर टावर तो वही है ना. ठीक है भाई क्यों चल के जाए जब टेलीपोर्टर टावर वहीं पे है भाई. टेवर क्या होता है? मैं टावर को टेवर बोल रहा हूँ लिटरली. टेलीपोर्टर टेवर. लॉल.
Wow, it's so beautiful here! So many things I've never seen before.
Slow down, Klee. Please be careful not to bump into others. Telling Klee so many stories about Inazuma during the trip was probably not the best idea. As a result, she could hardly sleep all the way here. It appears she's even more excited now that we've arrived.
अरे कोई नहीं भाई के लिए अभी
Strange.
बच्ची तो है ना.
It seems that the editorial director, Mr. Hiroyama, isn't here yet. I'm certain he said that he'd be sure to arrive before me. This might be a problem.
Okay, what's wrong then?
Well, Mr. Hiroyama was supposed to meet with me and give me some reference materials about the 5 Kasen today.
Okay.
That way, I could better visualize the content for my paintings.
You mean you had no idea what you'd be painting before you arrived in Inazuma?
No.
I only know of the 5
हमारे भाई को
Kasen
कुछ
by
पता ही
name
नहीं रहता भाई.
because of the sheer age of the tale. Very little has been passed down to this
Okay.
day. So Mr. Hiroyama decided to help me collect some more information.
Okay.
I'm the type of painter who can complete a painting quickly as long as I'm inspired. So I agreed on only receiving the details today.
So when do the paintings have to be done by?
According to the festival plans, the portraits will be revealed one at a time throughout the various stages of the Irodori festival. The first one, depicting Suiko, will need to be done before the festival's official opening ceremony,
अच्छा.
which is the day after tomorrow.
The day after tomorrow? Then you're already running out of time!
There's no need to panic. When I was working on light novel illustrations, because the manuscripts are shipped by boat, things were always tight and finished at the last minute. Just last month, to ensure the latest book of A Legend of Sword would be finished for the Irodori festival,
अरे ये तो लेजेंड
I
ऑफ
had to
स्वॉर्ड है ना
complete the
यहाँ
final
पे.
chapter's
ये
illustrations
वही
the
रेल
same
स्वॉर्ड
day
तो
I
है ना जो
received the
इवेंट में आने
manuscript.
वाली थी 2.6 के अपडेट में. भाई पिछले इवेंट में भी ये स्वॉर्ड आई थी अभी इस इवेंट में भी आएगी भाई. मैं पिछले इवेंट के समय मेरा गेम डाउनलोड नहीं था और ये मेरे गेम को मतलब ये गेम के बारे में मेरे को पता ही नहीं था मतलब कि एक गेम भी एग्जिस्ट करता है. तो भाई दिस टाइम भाई आई विल मेक श्योर आई विल गेट दैट स्वॉर्ड. I really need
I
some
heard that
good
my
sword now.
illustrations were sent to print as soon
That
as they
legendary
arrived in
sword.
Inazuma. I still don't know how well they turned out.
Paimon isn't sure if she should feel sympathetic for your working conditions or compliment you on your artistic genius.
Of course, I would still prefer to receive any possible reference materials in advance so that I can be better prepared.
Okay, sparking which is मेरे को did mention. हाँ उसने कहा था नाम को.
The editors of the Yai Publishing House will all be around the Outlander Affairs Agency these
जब
next
सब
few
आ जाएंगे
days.
तो वो exactly आके मीटिंग लेंगे कि क्या
Maybe
होगा.
Mr. Hirayama's over there too. We'll take you over there to see if we can find him, Albedo.
Let's go then.
Alright, it's worth a try. Klee, you haven't slept for a while now. Please stay at our residence in the International Trade Association and get some rest.
Okie dokie. Don't worry, Albedo. I'll be on my best behavior.
ये भाई कुछ पंगा करेगी भाई, ये कुछ तो पंगा करेगी भाई, ये चुप नहीं बैठने वाली, मेरे को अच्छे से पता है कुछ तो पंगा करेगी ये भाई। गेम वाले इसको ना ये चुप को बैठने दे नहीं देंगे भाई, ऐसा हुआ तो गेम खराब नहीं हो जाएगी इनकी।
This can't be happening. The moment we need to contact Onodera is when he's on special leave. Kuroda and I will go back to Inazuma City for an emergency printing run. The demand for this book is so high, though. Even with the emergency prints, it still might not be enough.
Despite everything, we're still lucky that we found out today. If this had... Hey, do you think that suspicious guy they found in the warehouse has anything to do with this?
Well, the editorial director is on his way over there to investigate the situation as we speak.
Sorry to interrupt, but what's going on here?
Oh, hey, Traveler. Don't worry. It's nothing, just an internal issue. That's all. How can I help you?
I'm looking for the editorial director, Mr. Hirayama. Does anyone know where he is now?
Mr. Hirayama is currently at the warehouse down by the harbor.
Oh, hold on a second, Murata. Excuse me, but you must be Calx, the one who was invited to paint the 5 kasen for the festival?
Yes, that's me.
My name is Kuroda. You must be inquiring about information regarding the 5 kasen.
Bedo's new name, Clax.
I do apologize, but please make yourself comfortable at the International Trade Association, and I will let Mr. Hirayama know to send you the materials right away.
Oh, no need. You guys look super busy, so we can go find him ourselves.
About that.
Okay.
Excuse me, but is there something wrong with the latest volume of A Legend of Sword?
Huh? How did you know?
Since you were all aware that Mr. Hirayama needed to send me some supporting materials, that means the editorial director didn't forget about it. Instead, something urgent must have cropped up. To add to that, despite being aware that I am Calx, you were still unwilling to let me go to Mr. Hirayama directly. After considering these factors, the only reason you would try to stall me is if something happened to A Legend of Sword, which I did the illustrations for.
Well, I'm very sorry. The situation is just as you said, Calx. I suppose it doesn't hurt to tell you now. Earlier today, someone spotted a suspicious outlander sneaking around inside the Irodori Festival warehouse down by the docks. So they promptly alerted the Tenryou Commission. The Tenryou Commission was concerned about potential cargo theft, so they contacted everyone who was renting space in the warehouse. It was then that we realized that the latest copies of A Legend of Sword had suddenly gone missing.
What? The books are missing?
Shh, not so loud. Not only is this book an eagerly anticipated release in the last phase of the Irodori Festival, but the author, Chin-Yu, will be personally attending the release party as...
Because of the dire situation, Mr. Hirayama immediately hurried to the warehouse to determine whether the theft was related to that suspicious outlander.
अच्छा, तो जब ये बुक हो गई तब सारा पैनिक खड़ा होगा इनका। तो भाई रिलीज तो भाई लास्ट फेस्टिवल में करनी थी, अभी तो भाई हो गई सारी। क्या करे फिर सब?
And quite a disappointment for Chin-Yu as
और
well.
इनके अंदर ही कोई ट्रेडर है भाई।
If Mr. Hirayama has gone to the warehouse at the docks, then I'll go down to see if I can be of any help.
So the author of A Legend of Sword is Jay. Sounds familiar. Hey, isn't that Xingqiu's pen name?
Oh, do you know him?
अरे इससे पता है क्या?
Xingqiu would definitely be upset if he discovers his books are missing. Let's accompany Albedo to the warehouse too.
Okay, चलो। पीछे जाना है यहाँ पे। अरे भाई शाम हो रही है, कितना बढ़िया मौसम लग रहा है भाई। इस गेम में मेरे को यही पसंद है, कितना एनवायरनमेंट इतना बढ़िया रहता है ना भाई साहब। बढ़िया एनवायरनमेंट रहता है। अरे मैं कहा हूँ मिशन का है, मिशन पहले ही चालू हो गया। अरे कूदो सारा। अरे वेंटी। अरे भाई वेंटी।
It's you! Why are you here?
I'm here on behalf of the Tenryou Commission, of course. Is that surprising?
No, Sarah, Paimon was bard. The suspicious outlander in the warehouse wouldn't happen to be you.
Considering the evidence, it appears that the suspicious outlander is indeed me.
As I've told you, you are a suspect. Before your allegations of theft and illegal entry as a stowaway are cleared, you are to remain silent. Don't make me say it again.
Okay,
Traveler,
madam.
Paimon, do you know this self-proclaimed bard from Mondstadt?
Well, I can say it's complete stranger. You could say this you're quite familiar.
Listen, Sarah. Knowing
Mary,
him,
I
it's
just
safe to
Sonia,
say
welcome to
that
the
he
stream.
wasn't behind the theft.
Mary,
But what's this about being a stowaway?
Although he claims to be a special guest for the Irodori
है?
festival, he's failed to present his invitation letter.
पता नहीं भाई छोड़ के
Therefore,
चले
we
गए
can only
होंगे.
suspect that he might have entered the country illegally.
Discord पे नहीं हो क्या?
And just a moment ago, we caught him in a dandelion wine crate near the Sailing Breeze. If it would help shed any light on the situation, then please, be my guest.
Oh, Venti! You didn't really come here illegally, did you?
Ouch, your
Oh
words
ना,
alarm me.
अच्छा Discord पे
We've
हो.
been apart for
मेरे को
so
लगा लेफ्ट हो
long
गया
that the
stream
moment
पे आ
we
रहा
meet
है.
again,
अच्छा,
all
कोई
I'm
नहीं, कोई
greeted with is grilling questions and suspicious glares. You arrived in Inazuma via similar means, or so I heard. You of all people should be more understanding, don't you think?
Similar means?
Let's not bring up the past now. We had no choice. Okay.
I merely jest. Fear not, for the person who sent me the invitation is none other than Kamisato Ayato of Yashiro Commission. It's unlikely that someone acquainted with the likes of him would ever be here illegally, right?
But why weren't you on the same ship as the other bards?
Well, once I received the invitation letter, I couldn't help but want to come to Inazuma a little early. It was then that I happened upon a cargo ship bound for Inazuma transporting dandelion wine. So, naturally, I decided to set sail with them. Once aboard, I found the captain to be a kindred spirit, and I was treated to an abundance of fine liquor along the way. I must have fallen asleep in the cargo crate while carefully comparing the tastes of dandelion wine and Inazuman sake. And when I woke up, I found myself in this warehouse with a Tenryo Commission General glaring at me from atop the grate.
The quest
Coming from Venti,
to kill Paimon,
this story
she's to
is quite
freaking
believable.
हाँ भाई ये थोड़ी annoying है
Still
मतलब
feels a bit.
थोड़ा सा गुस्सा वगैरह से क्यूट भी रखती है ऐसे पता है bro. Sadara Gaming, welcome to the stream. Yes bro.
Excuse me, I'm the owner of the stolen goods from the
और भाई
I
क्या हाल
Publishing
चाल?
House,
Sadara
and there are
Gaming.
some questions I would like to ask you. Based on what you just said, it seems you've been in the warehouse for some time now. If that's the case, did you happen to hear anything unusual?
Actually, I did hear some faint footsteps around me a couple of times, but I didn't consider the sound anything out of the ordinary.
But if you clearly heard something, why didn't you feel it was unusual?
Oh, I seem to understand now.
Huh? What did you notice, Albedo?
When it comes to burglars, they are generally associated with prying or rummaging through things. What Venti means is that he did not hear anything unusual like that.
Okay.
As for the sound of footsteps, because this is a warehouse where many goods are coming in and out each day, it is quite normal for people to be walking around.
I see. But if that's the case, then we're back to square one regarding the stolen books.
No, not quite. From the facts that have been presented to us, we can draw at least 3 conclusions now. First, whoever took the novels is not a spur-of-the-moment burglar. They had their sights on the books from the very beginning. Second, the culprit was very familiar with the warehouse, and might even have a key.
Okay.
And third, I knew you'd catch on, Traveler. One person couldn't possibly transport so many heavy books in such a short window of time. It goes without saying that Venti clearly does not match up with our culprits.
Yes, I
हाँ तो
agree
Venti
with
तो
your
clear है
reasoning.
ना तो किसी का और का fault है भाई.
Mr. Hirayama, the Tenryo Commission will continue by investigating the warehouse staff. If you come across any further clues, please notify us immediately.
Yes, understood. I'll leave it to you then.
I suppose I'm free as a bird then.
इसको तो भाई हमेशा
Not so fast. Even though we've cleared the theft allegations, we still haven't ascertained whether your arrival in Inazuma was legal or not.
Aw, it is a shame. I thought surely after my honest account you might let me off the hook.
ये भाई वेंटी कभी सुधरेगा नहीं.
So, where's your invitation letter, Venti?
Yes, the invitation letter. I'm truly sorry.
दिखा अभी दिखा.
I can't seem to remember where I may have put it.
Okay.
How could you lose something so important?
इसके पास भाई invitation
Don't be
letter है ही नहीं भाई.
I was well aware of how important it was.
लॉल.
But I didn't bring any luggage with me, and the letter was too big to fit in my pocket. So I kept it in my hand the whole trip.
एक लेटर की साइज भाई इतनी, या फिर अगर उसे खोलो भी ना तो इतनी होती है, और इसकी पॉकेट भाई इतनी छोटी कैसे है?
I kept it in a secure place. I even recall being most pleased at coming up with a good idea at the time.
If you were holding the invitation in your hand the whole time, then why did you put it down?
Well,
Simon has
to
a
properly
point.
compare the taste of Mondstadt wine and Inazuman sake, I had to hold a glass in each hand. I couldn't both hold the invitation and a glass at the same time.
भाई कोई इससे
Surely I
सीखे
wouldn't put
रीजन
it in just
निकालना
any
किसी
random
चीज के
place.
लिए.
It could easily be misplaced.
In which case, I believe there's only one place it could be.
Huh? You're way ahead of Paimon. Do you two already know where the invitation letter is?
In his shoe, in his cape, in his hat. केप में कैसे रह सकता है भाई? केप में रहेगा तो नीचे गिर जाएगा. शू में पॉसिबिलिटी है, लेकिन इसका शू तो वैसे भी इतना है भाई, रख सकता है वैसे भाई. वेंटी कुछ भी कर सकता है. आर्कॉन है, मतलब डोंट अंडरएस्टिमेट पावर ऑफ द आर्कॉन्स इन हिज हेड भाई. हेड के साथ चलते. आई गेस करेक्ट.
I knew you'd help me find it.
आई गेस करेक्ट है. पता तो मेरे को हेड ही है भाई. आई गेस करेक्ट है.
This is indeed an invitation letter issued by the Yashiro Commission. Now that we've confirmed this guest's identity, I have no further questions.
Okay.
However, starting tonight, I would advise you to stay at the International Trade Association. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be leaving now.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
There goes Zara. All right, let's go talk to Mr. Hirayama about Albedo's reference materials.
Mr. Hiroyama, I'm Calx.
इसमें एक्टिविटी से ज्यादा टॉप की है भाई, है ना?
to meet today.
डायलॉग्स बहुत बड़े हैं.
Here you are, Calx. I'm very sorry that you've arrived in Inazuma only to find such a mess. These are the materials regarding the 5 Kasen. All the information that we could find is compiled here.
Okay. अरे भाई ये कितना बड़ा है?
Let's see here. Yes, it's just as I had suspected. Monikers such as Suiko and Aoi no Okina aren't the real names of the 5 Kasen. Though there were once many stories regarding each of the 5 Kasen, the validity of their contents can no longer be verified in present times. Alas, but at the very least, we know that most of the stories were written according to a similar style. So there is still something we may glean from this.
Okay.
So, is the info useful for your paintings, Albedo?
To some extent, yes. However, I must admit that it is still lacking and fails to fulfill the most crucial element. Inspiration.
I am sorry that this information is not as exhaustive as you had hoped. However, it is not possible to gather anything more at the moment. Though Lady Yai did say that there are many variations of the story about the 5 Kasen, and everyone has a different story in their heart. So all you need to do is follow through with what's in your own heart, and create something that you yourself find interesting.
That does sound like something Miko would say.
Thank you, Mr. Hiroyama. No need.
Great. I'll leave it to you then, Count.
My AR is 55, bro.
And there's one more thing I need to ask of everyone. Tomorrow morning, Mr.
तुम्हारी कितनी है,
Genji, the
brother?
author of A Legend of Sword, will be arriving in Inazuma by boat. If you see him, please do not mention the stolen novel. Whether the stolen books are eventually recovered or not, the Yaya Publishing House will do its best to ensure that the novel's release is a success. You have my gratitude.
Okay.
Seems there's nothing
अरे
more we can
वेंटी
do
क्या कर रहा है
here.
पीछे?
Let's go.
तेरे पे सस्पिशन है अभी.
Huh? Venti? What are you doing over there?
You don't, traveler. Albedo. would you mind coming over here for a moment?
Okay. हाँ भाई बोल.
What is it, Venti? A piece of paper.
Indeed. When I awakened to find myself in the warehouse this morning, I discovered this paper in the cargo crate where I didn't think much of it then. I thought it was merely a scrap piece of paper that had fallen into the cargo. After a quick glance, I stuffed it into a place nearby. But on second thought, I think it's worth having you take a look at what's written on it.
Work, but I can. Okay.
Let me see. Suiko chapter. Wait a minute.
The story told in this poem roughly boils down to Suiko getting tipsy and letting some poems that were meant for the shogun get stolen. Ah, this story sounds familiar to my ear.
Seriously? It's
Okay, I'm skipping the story.
Indeed it
मेरे
is.
को थोड़ा
Yes,
बोर
I
हो रहा है
concur.
अभी literally.
The person who left this paper could quite possibly be the criminal, but
Okay.
why leave the paper
तेरे
here in
वैसा
such a
जो
fashion?
important है ना
And if the one
वही
who left it
सुनेंगे
here
बस.
was a witness, why didn't they attempt to stop?
All right, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Meeting together in Inazuma like this is a most rare occasion.
Okay.
Since we've been busy from the start of the day, let us find an inn with good drink to keep our thirst at bay.
Hey! You just sobered up and you're already thinking about more drinks? And let's not forget that Albedo still has.
No, it's fine. Let's all go for a drink together.
अरे भाई
That'll be my treat.
artificial humans भी भाई drink पिया करते हैं क्या?
Portrait.
As I
बताओ
mentioned
मेरे को.
before, I'm the kind of artist who can work quickly. If I use a model as reference for the piece, we must pay him back with the...
Okay,
In that case, we'll need to order more dishes.
let's go then.
One year, the
Okay,
poet
अभी इनका वो
Suiko
चालू
made
हुआ
his way
क्या?
to Tenshukaku
Cinematic scene.
and presented the Kasen's work for the shogun's perusal. But a page from the works of Aoi no Okina had been torn
अरे
out,
शोगन का वो
and
लग रहा है
Suiko
मेरे को
was
इसमें.
questioned regarding the matter.
चिबी आर्ट.
Suiko
मतलब
pleaded
चिबी नहीं है
guilty.
ना आँखें वगैरह.
He admitted to drinking at the tavern the night before, and vaguely recalled
ये
a
देखो भाई, ये
mysterious
देखो.
figure
Venti.
approaching while he was intoxicated.
भाई वेंटी तू ही सस्पिशियस है.
Wow.
देख कहीं तूने चुराए
Really
होंगे.
came through, Albedo. You were able to complete the first portrait before the opening ceremony.
Yes, it really is a sight to behold. Not only does it harken to the traditional style of Inazuma,
भाई तेरा ही
but it
फोटो है
also
वो.
makes
तू
use
ऐसा ही
of
लगता है जब
modern
तू ज्यादा
aesthetics.
पीता है.
My figure is particularly striking. Even though I'm sound asleep in the portrait, I still appear as glorious as always.
ये देखो, the glory of drinking.
Hey, don't get too full of yourself, Tone Deaf Bard. You were just a model. The person in the artwork isn't actually you. Well, Albedo, who will be your...
The next one will be Aoi no Okina of the...
Albedo, might I suggest waiting a little before starting on the next one?
Another story?
I believe he's referring to the possibility of finding another paper with tales of the 5 Kasen. According to the reference materials I was given, we've only found the first of a total of 4 chapters.
Do you think the mysterious person who left the first paper will strike again?
It certainly is a possibility. For example, the reference materials make mention of 5 legendary figures, yet all the popular stories only consist of 4 parts. It appears that throughout all the stories, there is never a chapter dedicated to Kuro.
Yes, I'm also curious about these stories myself. But who knows? They may merely be akin to the... So for now, we need...
Okay, our quest completed. वो भी है अभी. Let's go. Event is here. Magnificent Irodori festival has been started. Okay, go to the. अरे another quest. Okay, ठीक है, ये वो नहीं है. I mean, क्या बोलते हैं उसको? 40 primo gems. ओके एटलीस्ट भाई ये डायलॉग्स वाला तो नहीं, स्किप कर सकते हैं अपन है. रियल थिंग स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम हियर राउंड. लेट्स स्किप इट. skip the same side. Remember their home would be the symbolize distance places in Azuma regionals, specialties, inspiration material. Okay. New event again. अभी क्या करना है? और पिक्चर्स ऑफ ओके। ये क्या इवेंट से पता चलेगी क्या क्या मतलब किस लोकेशन पे जाना है और क्या करना है? ओके। Prepare original specialties related to the theme. Demonstrate okay. कहाँ पे जाना है? इस पे वही बता रहा है ना। Prepare photo in Azuma original specialties. ओके पहले तो साकुरा का लेना पड़ेगा ना अपने को। क्या बोलते उसका साकुरा का जो है थीम का मतलब क्या बोलते साकुरा ट्री सेल साकुरा लीव्स उसका। ओके यहाँ पे नीचे है देखते हैं यहाँ पे इनाजुमा की थीम चाहिए बस अपने को। तो श्राइन्स वगैरह के भी फोटो चलेंगे या फिर मतलब कैसा है? गैजेट्स ये यूज कर सकते हैं क्या अपन? किधर है कामेरा? कामेरा कैमरा नहीं कामेरा। ओके लेट्स गो। तो हो गया अगर ये फोटो राइट निकले तो, क्योंकि इन लोगों ने भाई डेजिग्नेटेड लोकेशंस तो दी नहीं ना अपने को। मतलब इस लोकेशन पे जाओ ये करो वो करो, बस फोटोज निकाल के आनी है ना। दूसरा वो लोग वो बता रहे थे ना वो जो समुद्र में आता है ऐसा, वो क्या क्या नाम है उसका मैं भूल गया यार। इनको क्या लगता है ना वो तो सीग्रास भी तो इनाजुमा एक्सक्लूसिव है ना, आई गेस सो। मैंने इनाजुमा रेटिस कहा था, यहाँ पे इवेंट भी नहीं दिया ना इन लोगों ने। प्रिपेयर फॉर फोटोज इनाजुमा रीजनल स्पेशलिटीज रिलेटेड टू द थीम। द मॉन्स्टर बार्ड लिने इज डिस्कसिंग द पोएट्री द क्वाइट passionately with Inazuma's poet Otomo। तो या तो वो करना है। अरे अगर चैट में कोई देख रहा है तो मेरे को बताओ यार ये कैसा मतलब कैसे करना है इवेंट।
My blade.
इसकी चली गई ये भी मतलब सब पूरा ट्रीज वगैरह सब इनाजुमा की स्पेशलिटीज है ना। अच्छा यहाँ पे कैमरा का साइन है एक्चुअल में। ओके ओके अच्छा यहाँ पे कैमरे का एक्चुअल में साइन बना हुआ आया है। अरे नहीं ये तो अच्छा ये तो उस इवेंट का है ना अपने वो वाले। चलो मैंने वो भी नहीं किया वैसे भी, वो इवेंट भी नहीं किया अभी। कुछ अलग ही है फिर ये नहीं। दूसरा कहाँ पे है? दूसरा शोगन के वहाँ पे था ना कैसल के पास। गेट फोटोज ऑफ अमाकुमो फ्रूट सी ग्रास नमा नाकू वीड एंड सांगो पर्ल। अच्छा ऑल आर देना जो स्पेशलिटी। अच्छा तो ऐसा करना है अभी लेते हैं भाई। शुक्रिया सेनपाई। Let's go. Character using normal charge. Let's go. There we have our free more gems. Okay. Yeah, get to the quest. Story for you. ये सब इवेंट भी है क्या? अरे भाई साहब बहुत सारे प्रीमोजिन से भाई इसमें तो अभी मजा आएगा ना। चलो आई गेस ये तो खत्म हो चुका है अपना। Events has been completed. हो गया। आई गेस नाकूवीड ना मैंने रैन के पास देखी थी। नाकू ये सारे आई गेस मैंने ना नहीं, ये तो सकुरा के वो है ना, रैन के नीचे नाकूवीड रहती है ना। बिल्कुल सीग्रास के लेने ना, नहीं सीग्रास के नहीं लेना। अच्छा ग्रैंड, हाँ वही नीला वाला वो। यहाँ पे कहीं नाकूवीड रहती है आई गेस। हाँ ये देखो यहाँ पे, इसकी फोटो निकालनी है ना। ऐसे एंगल से लेने हैं मतलब कैसे, ऐसे ही ऐसा भी है। ओके अपन ने क्या लिया अभी तक? नाकूवीड हो गया। सांगोपर्ल की वातात्सुमे आइलैंड पे जाना पड़ेगा उसके लिए। सांगोपर्ल के लिए गो टू द वातात्सुमे आइलैंड। प्रेस एस्केप, सिलेक्ट कैमरा आइकॉन विद करेक्ट एंगल। अरे ऐसा करना है क्या? मैं कैमरा से ले रहा था। ओके ठीक है। यहाँ पे नीचे कहीं रहते हैं। अरे इसके नीचे तो भाई सांगोपर्ल से रहती है। एक तो हो गया। ये अपने को वो चाहिए ना, सी ग्रास। मैंने ये आइलैंड पे देखा है बहुत। ओके कुछ ज्यादा ही ऊपर पहुंचे। ओके देयर वी गो। यहाँ पे अभी भी चेस्ट है क्या? मेरे को लगा मैंने सारी चेस्ट लूट ली गेम की। Any plant or object that only grows in Inazuma will work. ये आइसलैंड में तो उसी में आता है ना, ये सीरा आइसलैंड। ये तो हो गया। अभी नाकूवीड के पास चलते हैं। वो भी तो सिर्फ इनाजुमा में मिलता है ना। अच्छा भाई मैंने पिक नहीं किया। अगर पिक किया रहता ना तो वापस से मेरे को ढूंढना पड़ता और लोकेशंस पे। क्या डन। एंड सी ग्रास चलेगा क्या वैसे? सी ग्रास मैंने ल्यूए में तो नहीं देखा सी ग्रास, और सी ग्रास मैंने उसमें भी नहीं देखा कॉन्स्टेंट में। आई गेस दिस विल वर्क। अरे हाँ सकुरा भी तो है ना। सकुरा वो क्या बोलते हैं, सकुरा लीव्स। We should try seagrass first. ना seagrass तो नहीं होता भाई। अपने ऊपर रहता है ना। क्या इसमें? हाँ हमेशा तो स्टेट पे जाना पड़ेगा। Let's go. ओके मैन, लास्ट टाइम यहाँ पे ही देखे थे। ये रहे भाई, या भी हम ऐसे फोटो निकाल सकते हैं इनके, या फिर तो पूरा के लिए उसको वो करना पड़ेगा। लेट्स गो। हो गया। ओके थैंक्स दिस ब्रो सेनपाई। तो क्या हुआ?
What a coincidence.
Again
I was
dialogues.
wondering where I might be able to find you, and yes, indeed. I believe Klee has missed you
Albedo.
tremendously. Alright, as much as I'd like to sit and chat with you, this time I'm here mainly for Klee. Before bringing Klee here, I told her many stories about Inazuma. It got her very excited to experience the local culture here. However, I've got other things to do in Inazuma this time, besides painting the portraits of the 5 Kasen. Over the next couple of days, Inazuma is not like Mondstadt. I can't just let Klee wander off by herself when I'm busy with other things. So I had to have her stay at the International Trade Association while I finish my work. She hasn't complained, but I can tell she's not enjoying being stuck there on her own. Fortunately, I now have you and Paimon.
Yay, Mr. Honorary Knight's here! What you talking about, Mr. Honorary Knight? Are we gonna go play? Yeah! But Albedo is really busy. I can't go too far away or he'll be worried about me.
Okay, please, a good girl.
You're such a thoughtful kid. Paimon's very thoughtful, thank you very much. Paimon always thinks of you whenever she's
Cringe, bhai, cringe.
fine.
Okay, fine, Paimon very thoughtful. Well, settled.
Anyway, it is pretty cruel not to let Klee go out when she was so excited to come here. Yep. Allow the almighty traveler and dependable Paimon to bring Klee on a tour of Inazuma.
Let's take it somewhere else.
Do you want to go play with Mr. Honorary Knight?
Yay! You bet I do!
As you know, Klee is our Spark Knight. You must keep her safe and sound. By which I mean, try to keep her out of trouble. For instance, if a mountain in Inazuma was to lose one of its peaks, or if there were an explosion somewhere in the city, Klee could very well get in trouble. Glad to hear it.
I promise I'll bring you back an awesome souvenir, Mr. Albedo.
Great.
Let's go.
There are loads of cool things to do in Inazuma. Try the local cuisine, visit a shrine. What do you want to do, Klee?
पहले भाई इनको फोटोज देके आते हैं.
What's that?
Radiant problem, scent of novel. Distant land joints may be hard. Land grass under the distance. What time? You make accident. Okay. Create a poem. इसमें से ही करना है क्या? मतलब Other day I took. Okay. मैंने भाई पढ़ने भी नहीं दिया. All. What completed? Let's go. Event open हो गया I guess है ना? Locked. Okay. Unlock in 1 day. ओ भाई पूरी की पूरी poem ये complete करनी पड़ेगी क्या ये? There was a lots of primogems then भाई. Go.
Got it! Alright, snack time it is! Let's go!
कहाँ पे जाना है? वेट मैं जरा सेटिंग्स कर लूँ 2 मिनट में चैनल की। ओके हो गया, आई एम डन। लेट्स गो। Tango milk again. Where is Raiden?
Wow, something smells so good. I think it's coming from this steaming thingy. Mr. Honorary Knight, look at this noodly soup. It's so pretty. There's so many nice things inside.
It's not noodly soup. It's tonkotsu ramen, actually.
Oh, so, what are those yellow and red thingies on that plate?
You're kidding, right? Those are tri-flavored skewers.
And what about this?
That's an egg roll. They're amazing. Have you really not tried one before?
Wow, tonkotsu ramen, tri-flavored skewers, and egg rolls. They all sound delicious.
ये भाई cute है बहुत।
They sure are. Guess you're not from around here if you haven't tried any of these before. Let me buy you an egg roll with my allowance so you can get a taste of our Inazuman food.
Really? But Master Jean said I shouldn't go taking other people's things.
Also, that's your allowance, right? Taking another kid's allowance just seems kind of wrong.
Don't take his Mora.
Oh, I remember you. You're Yoimiya's friend. How come you know how to make egg rolls?
Egg rolls are a piece of cake for this guy. Why don't you make some for Kriani Wow?
Really? Wow, Paimon is so touched. You're learning.
Paimon is impressing,
All right,
भाई।
we'll be waiting on those egg rolls.
Okay. Egg rolls, egg rolls। हाँ जी, क्या खाना है आपको? एग रोल्स। यहाँ पे कुक करना पड़ेगा ना? कुक एग रोल्स। अरे लेकिन रेसिपी तो है ही नहीं, रेसिपी का क्या करना है?
Come and try some.
Okay.
Mr. Honorary
अच्छा ओके, सबमिट ही करना है डायरेक्ट बना के।
Mr.
आई गेस मेरे को
Honorary-
यहाँ से एग रोल्स की रेसिपी बाय करनी पड़ेगी शॉप से। मेरे पास नहीं है आई गेस। यहाँ पे क्या एग रोल रेसिपी पता था मेरे को, यहाँ पे होगी। लेट्स गो। एग रोल्स के लिए तो भाई एग लगेंगे, लेकिन मेरे पास रहेंगे एग लाने पड़ेंगे मेरे को, पता नहीं। 1 स्टार डिश है ना वो रोल्स। ओनिगिरी non-static grill। सब पुराना एग रोल यहाँ पे है 3। तो ही तो कुक करने ना अपने को, आई गेस हो जाएंगे इतने में। ओए नहीं, तो नहीं भाई, वेस्ट कर दिया मैंने। ओके हो गया, परफेक्ट। तुम दोनों के लिए 2 रोल्स।
Mr. Honorary
इनको तो भाई अच्छे वाले, अरे 3 चाहिए रहते क्या? तो भाई गलत हो गया सीन मेरे साथ। तो इसके पास देखते भाई, तेरे पास है क्या एग रोल्स है रेडीमेड? और इसके पास सब टांगो मेरे तरफ है। भाई साहब के पास भी नहीं है, तो भाई लाना पड़ेगा अपने को। तो एग्स अभी एग्स आई गेस यहाँ के केव के पास मैंने देखा था। और केक पेट्रा वाली केव कहाँ गई? हाँ ये रही। कॉन्स्टेंट के छत के ऊपर भी तो रहते हैं ना, लेकिन फिर वही बात है कि भाई छत के ऊपर चढ़ो और वो लो। इससे अच्छा भाई यहाँ पे कहीं में पास में मैंने देखे तो थे। इसके ऊपर, हाँ वो रहे रूम और हमारे एक और बनाना ना अपने को। ओए नहीं, ज्यादा ही पका दिया मैंने फिर। यार मेरे साथ ही क्यों ऐसा होता है? मेरे लेट्स गो। वो कुछ ज्यादा ही पक गई। ये लोग ली बेटा, नीचे गिराना मत बस खाते समय।
You really can cook them. You're awesome, mister.
पता है भाई, पता है।
Sweet, so yummy. Yep. It's delicious. Traveler, you are the best.
Yeah, these egg rolls are pretty good, but I still think Yoimiya's are better.
Who is Yoimiya? She makes egg rolls too?
Yoimiya can do anything. She tells stories, keeps goldfish, makes fireworks, and gives us candy too. Yoimiya's pretty much the best and most awesome person ever.
For me, the best, most awesome person in the world is my mom. And Klee knows loads of other great people too, like Mr. Albedo, Mr. Honorary Knight, Master Jean, Kaya. Surely she's not going to name everyone she knows.
Oh, well, I don't know any of those people. But anyways, I still want to introduce you to Yoimiya. If you want, I'll take you to find her. In most festivals, Yoimiya's so busy that you can never find her. But this festival's different. She has free time. She seems like she hasn't been in a great mood recently. But maybe seeing you will cheer her up.
Okay, let's go play with Yoimiya.
Okay, let's go Yoimiya. Okay guys, अभी के लिए I guess इतना ही काफी है। बाकी अपन स्ट्रीम करेंगे फिर कल योइमिया के साथ खेलेंगे। तो भाई जिन जिन लोगों ने स्ट्रीम को विजिट किया शुक्रिया भाई, लाइक करने के लिए, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करने के लिए। मैं मिलता हूँ आपसे अगली स्ट्रीम में, तब तक के लिए बाय बाय, टेक केयर, सायोनारा।